Good afternoon, traders. It is Thursday, March 12th, 2020, and the U.S. stock market is closed. The stock market is mercifully closed. Boy, what a day today. This is getting scary. I admit, it's just getting scary. The I'm having to show you the Dow chart on multi charts because I normally show it to you on ProSuite, but ProSuite got so messed up with volatile stocks that they threw a bunch of bad data. It was only bad data on the Dow chart, fortunately, and I ended up having to delete about 90% of it to make it look even close to what it really was. But multi-chart's got it right, and you're looking at it here. You can see this huge gap down this morning. Gap down well over 1,000 points, and then just rally in the middle, and then made new lows toward the end, and officially the Dow's down 2,300 points, 2353, 2,353 points. That is a record. Never fell that far before, and I think that's almost 10%. Like in one day, if I'm not mistaken, there's at least 9%. Okay, so this is absolutely historical. We did well because we had inverse positions yesterday, all inverse positions, I think. I think they were all inverse. And so as a result, we didn't get out of anything. We just held that, but we are holding positive $100,000 and some change. And we have 8 positions, 7 are positive and 1 negative. Um, anyway, I will let me show you the long-term chart. I mean, you look at this, it's almost like, hey, there's some missing data, or something's wrong here. This up here is the this is the record highs in February, and then just this unbelievable drop, and it's accelerating. I mean, look at today. That's where I say it looks like missing data almost. This gap open was so low, and so many points here. Um, yeah, we're closing 21,199, almost 21,000. So we've fallen from 29.5 to 21,000. That's a big drop, and that's definitely in bear market territory. Um, just for kicks, this is the Dow chart on ProSuite, and this is today right here. The open is correct. The general shape of this chart is correct. The close is correct, but this few bars in the middle, there's so much bad data. I had to delete it all. But by doing this, I keep the correct shape for that long-term chart that we look at, and this should be okay tomorrow. All right, let me show you some of the individual stocks. This is LABG, which is the Biotech Bear, and we had bought this yesterday with an hour to go. It had closed against us slightly, and then of course this massive gap this morning, and it did kind of got soft here a couple times in the middle, but closed there virtually on its high, and we are up $17,500 in the biotech bear. And then this is the semiconductor bear, and we bought that with about 45 minutes to go at the end of the day. It definitely closed against us yesterday, but again, we had the big gap up. I don't know what was going on with this in the middle. I was so distracted I didn't even see this at the time. I just saw it as I set up these charts. But anyway, it came back and big rally at the end there, closing almost right on its high there, and we're holding over $19,000 in open trade equity in the semiconductor bear. And then finally, the big one, which is Velocity Shares, that's TVIX. Of course, this is a short on the overall market, and we had bought this, looks like with about 3 hours to go yesterday, and I think we closed with about $1,000 profit on this yesterday. But of course, you can see what happened here, and as I look at this, I don't know if these spikes, this spike here, the second 15-minute bar, and then this thing in the middle of the day to the downside, I don't know if that's bad data or not. It doesn't make any difference. It ended up closing, I think that's pretty close to the high there, and I don't think this is the high, okay, but I can't be sure of that. It doesn't make any difference. We closed with positive $33,000 in TVIX. That's open trade. We're carrying it into tomorrow. So God knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Hey, I just trade the system. And because I trade the system, we got $100,000 in open trade equity tonight. I couldn't possibly have figured this out on my own, but the algorithm does a really good job with that. You guys have a nice evening, and I'll be back here tomorrow on Freaky Friday to see how this crazy market goes.